I Just Reddit welcomes you back. 2 more stories from Reddit channel relationships. One involves a very angry man and the other is about a lying cheater. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This story is titled, My Boyfriend Denies Cheating on Me Although He Let Her Into His House, and She Has a Picture of Them. Happened 4 months into our official relationship. Should I end it? My boyfriend denies cheating on me, but a girl has a picture of them in his room. Me 20 female, and my boyfriend, 25 male, started casually dating since November 2019, then became official boyfriend and girlfriend in April 2020. I got an Instagram DM from a random girl who said she saw a post of me and my boyfriend and she didn't know I was dating him, and then showed me a picture of him in his bedroom. In July 2020. She says that was the last time they had sex, but he still contacted her to say Merry Christmas in 2020. My boyfriend denies having sex with her. He admitted that it might have been his ulterior motive, but he ended up feeling so guilty that he told her he was busy and she had to leave. He also admits to saying Merry Christmas because he says it to everyone apparently. But she says they actually did hook up in July. He says that it was so early into our relationship, and he wouldn't have done something like that now at all. But she says he also messaged her in November to see if they were still cool and she should come over before he had to leave for a couple of weeks. I asked her to send me these screenshots, but she said they were deleted. I have no proof, just my gut. I'm not really sure what to believe as they both are telling me stories with the same timelines, but he says he didn't do it and she says he did. I really love my boyfriend and he had wanted me to move in with him this year. I feel bad for just immediately throwing everything we have together away without knowing the truth. I know I would eventually be okay without him because I'm only 20, turned 20 a couple months ago, and I'm hot and smart, so whatever. Although I really love what we have, he's broken various boundaries by inviting a woman over to his place 4 months into our official relationship, and also keeping in contact with her, and not telling her he had a girlfriend. I'm very inclined to just break up with him and end it all, but it's so painful and we've always argued respectfully and given each other the benefit of the doubt. Does anyone have advice for what they do in my situation or can tell me what they did in similar situations? Comment 1. If you have to try this hard, is it worth it? Someone that can handle a healthy relationship will be honest from the start, not have a wandering eye, and will be trustworthy because they have proven themselves trustworthy. Has he done any of that? Comment 2. Honestly, I don't think it really matters whether they hooked up in July 2020 or not. By that point, he had been unofficial with you for 8 months, and officially with you for about 3. He invited her to his place with the intention of hooking up. Whether he went through with it or not feels irrelevant. He made the plan, knowing it would hurt you, and he didn't care. And he didn't even come clean. He would have kept this from you forever. I personally think he probably did cheat. I don't think the girl has anything to gain or lose by telling you that. Comment 3. So his story is, I invited another woman to my home with the intention of cheating on you when we had been dating for 3 months, but I didn't go through with it. Well, he had planned on cheating by his own admission, so whether he did it or not, the intention was there, plus he never told you about it until he had to. So yeah, in my book that's more than enough good reason to leave him, not that you need any reason besides just wanting to. Comment 4. Look at the facts, regardless of whether he actually had sex with her, he admitted to at least having intentions to. Then he texted her, Merry Christmas, in December, but ask yourself why someone would text Merry Christmas to an old hookup if their intention wasn't to start a conversation with them again. They're not friends. Again, there were intentions. I wouldn't say Merry Christmas to old hookups, because then I might as well say that to my 100 plus social media mutuals, the guy the first exchanged insurance info with after he hit my car, my nail lady, etc. Like, get real. If you let this go to him, it will mean I can probably be forgiven for doing this again, and now I know how to cover my tracks better. Comment 5. As a 34-year-old woman who divorced a man who cheated on me, but thankfully I am now in a healthy, happy relationship. One piece of advice I would give my younger self is to spend less time on the wrong men. I think a lot of young men fall into the trap you have described of wanting and genuinely loving the girlfriend, but also wanting to feel validation from other women or have sexual experiences on the side. A mature man who truly values his woman would not want to do anything to jeopardize the relationship in any way. As someone who has been through it, my advice would be to leave him. You are young and still have a lot ahead of you, and you can absolutely find a man who will not cheat on you and value you. You just have to be willing to be patient and to let the wrong men go. I wish you the best, and I promise that as difficult as heartbreak is, it gets better with time and is far better than staying with a man who doesn't completely value you or fidelity. This story is titled, My 25 Female Boyfriend, 31 Male, Has Aggression Problems but Doesn't Want to Get Help. My boyfriend for 3 years often has outbreaks of aggression and frustration that he can't control, apparently, in everyday situations. This is affecting our relationship as it is very exhausting for both of us. I will give you some examples of situations that would trigger him, not finding stuff like fresh socks, the remote, his phone charger, keys, etc., within maximum 3 to 5 seconds. Getting home when it's cold outside as he's feeling too warm in his jacket until he gets rid of it. Being late. His mood will then change within 1 second from relaxed to extremely tense. He will start shouting and get up, throwing stuff around while he is searching for whatever he is looking for, hitting the wall, hitting the door, etc. Every attempt to help him, like trying to find whatever he is looking for or trying to talk him down, is rather making it worse than better. It is impossible for me to just ignore it even if I try. It is stressing me out as there is this aggressive ambience. Sometimes I am even a little scared even if I know he would never harm me, but he seems so out of place. In bad weeks this happens several times daily, in good weeks only once or twice per week. I talked with him about it several times already, also that it is affecting the way I act around him as I'm always trying to avoid him getting upset. He also agreed that he needs help but I know he doesn't want to. Also, he didn't try to talk to a therapist or get literature about it. He still seems to think that he can somehow learn to control it on his own, and I can notice he is trying. But it always lasts only for a few weeks and it doesn't help in the long term. I don't know what to do. I can try to talk to him again and again, but if it's not coming from himself, I don't think that it makes any sense. Sometimes we get in a fight about it because I get upset as well, thinking stuff like, how can it be that I am putting effort in having a nice and harmonic home, including working on myself, and he just doesn't care at all and just lets go of all self-control? Raging around like a bull. I am afraid that the day will come that I can't stand it anymore, even if apart from that we have a great relationship. What can I do? Comment 1. We'll repeat the advice already here. If he's not losing it publicly like this, he has deemed you as not worthy enough of his effort to control himself. This is scary behavior. He knows he's scaring you, he's hitting doors. He doesn't care about your sense of safety. That's disrespect that runs deep. He either sees a therapist or you protect yourself from this escalating and leave. Comment 2. Does he get disciplined at work or regularly lose jobs for behaving this way? Does he lose friends and contact with family for behaving this way? Unless his life regularly falls to pieces over this behavior, then actually, he knows how to control it. He, like many men, just doesn't really feel he owes it to his girlfriend to control himself. He's not afraid of losing you, like he's afraid of losing his job, or pissing off his parents, or losing his besties. Honestly, this was the big wake-up call with me and my ex. I realize he could be charming and respectful to all the women he worked with. He never spoke to them the way he couldn't help speaking to me. With them, he knew it was wrong. Tell your boyfriend the day is coming when you will walk away from this frightening life with him. Fix it or risk the near guarantee that this relationship will not survive. If that doesn't get him moving, seriously and quickly towards professional help, within a few days at most, then the sad truth is he doesn't think there is a problem. He's just dithering and pretending while expecting you will learn to accept it. And then you must leave. If he doesn't think you really deserve better, you have to leave, for your own safety and sanity. You can't stay with a man who thinks you deserve this. Comment 3. I was in a relationship with my husband for 16 years, married 11 of those. His anger and small things grew over time. He'd break video game controllers, cell phones, laptops, threw a kid's chair and put a hole in the wall. I didn't do anything. Then my daughter reported that he hurt her one morning when I was at work. The investigation was unfounded. A year and a half later he dislocated my 5-year-old son's arm. Protection order, criminal charges, supervised visitation, and eventually divorce after he refused to take responsibility for what happened. I had tried to get him to see that he had an issue, but he refused. Despite taking 2 anger management classes, I still see his temper flare from time to time in emails or door slams. It breaks my heart that both of my kids were hurt, one so bad he was left with bruises and an injured arm. It breaks my heart they had to spend the younger years surrounded by anger. Know that it's not normal. Know that it could eventually affect you in ways you'd never imagine. None of our family or friends knew of his temper as he hid it well and it only came out at home. If I were to do it over again, I would have left the relationship a long time ago. Comment 4. There is a difference between trying and placating. Your boyfriend is doing the latter. He chills out exactly as long as it takes to give you hope that he's finally getting his shite together, then gives himself permission to start raging again once he figures you'll let it slide. Actual trying would look very different. He'd be researching sliding scale therapists who specialize in his issues. He'd be talking to his doctor about possible medication and a referral to a psychiatrist. He'd be researching the dynamics of abusive relationships and taking a long, hard look in the mirror. He'd be uncomfortable, but determined to push through the discomfort in order to make sure you feel safe and respected. He's not doing any of that. Think carefully about why that is, and what it says about your relationship's likely future. Comment 5. Listen to me, he will hurt you. It's only a matter of time. This is textbook behavior that I have been through myself. Without regular, professional therapy and intense effort, it will not get better. It will only escalate. This is not acceptable behavior from an adult man. He is well aware that he is scaring you. He can control this insane behavior, he chooses not to. Please protect yourself and leave him if he truly refuses to get any help. Thank you so very much for listening. Please check out my other videos and like and subscribe.